As fans of The Real World and Southern Charm know, Cameran Eubanks tells it like it is. Now she's sharing even more of her thought on motherhood, dating, and reality TV in a new memoir, One Day You'll Thank Me. And we are so excited to catch up with her now. How are you? Welcome.
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And let me just say this book in one word, this book is honest. What was the catalyst that you said, I got to write this book. I need to share this experience?
Well, I think, this is a great time in my life to do it. And I just felt like I had a lot to share as a new mom.
Yeah.
I remember when I was pregnant looking for certain books to read, and I never felt like anybody was just totally raw and honest about it. So I wanted to give my take.
You know what? There are so many things in the pregnancy period, in the delivery, in everything that comes after that nobody tells you about. It's,
Because it's awful.
this book, you talk a lot about motherhood in this book, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that is what it is. It is good, it is bad, it is ugly, and it's all wrapped up in a very challenging, intricate bow. You know what I mean?
Everything.
One thing you talk about, which I think is hard for a lot of people to talk about, is the fact that they might not want to have kids.
Yeah. And I think women are socially conditioned that if you don't have a child, if you don't reproduce, you're like somehow less of a woman. And that is
Yeah.
so ridiculous. If anything, you're smart and you're self aware enough to know that you don't have to have a kid if you don't want to.
I think that's one of the most important things to know about yourself as a woman
Yeah.
is, do I want to have kids in this world? And am I doing it for the right reasons? Am I doing it for myself, not for somebody else's uh,
Absolutely.
pleasure?
And know your limits. And my limit is one. My limit is one. I think I'm a good mom to one. I'm not so sure I could be a good mother to more than one, but I try to be self-aware enough to accept that and be okay
Yeah.
with it. I am.
Yeah. And one of the things you talk about is being scared that it was going to change your life. And I think that's what most women fear. 'Cause I know I remember feeling that. My husband was ready before I was. And it was just like, am I ready? This is going to be so scary. And I don't want to lose my life. And, but that does change. How do you feel about that now?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to change your life. It's a new life. It's a new way of life. And if you look at motherhood in the sense that you are constantly growing, you are evolving, this little being that you are taking care of, they end up being kind of the best teachers we'll ever have. I've
Yeah.
learned more from Palmer than I have like in school and everything else.
Yes. What did you learn in this whole process about yourself?
I try to make a point in the book to trust your gut and to listen to your intuition. And you can read all the books you want, read all the blogs you want, take all the advice, but ultimately, there's something primal that takes over when you become a mom. And if
Mhm.
you ultimately listen to that voice and tune out everybody else, you are going to be okay.
Well, I know that fans miss seeing you on Southern Charm. Do you still keep up with anybody? I love Patricia.
I do. And oh, Patricia, I talked to her yesterday. She just got vaccinated for COVID. So I'm like, oh, thank you. The queen has been saved.
Yes, I know.
I had lunch with Whitney last week. I still talk to Shep and Craig, at least a couple times a week. So yeah, they're like my brothers, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll always be close.
I know. And in the book, you say no more reality TV for you, but let's just put the but out there. If there was
Yeah.
one show that you would even think about joining, what would it be?
One show. Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. I don't know. I mean, I've been on The Real World now, Southern Charm. I don't know, maybe something like HGTV related. That's like more my speed now.
Yeah,
Boring, no drama,
me
not
too.
not toxic.
I know.
Who knows?
It's been such a pleasure catching up with you today. And I really enjoyed the book. One Day You'll Thank Me is out everywhere and digitally now. Cameran, thanks so much. Be well, be safe, and enjoy that little baby.
Thank you so much. You too.